here's what you need to know about Michael Wigglesworth, my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. This man, the lore goes crazy, and I think he's responsible for my family trauma, which is not much. I love my family. Nothing really crazy happened, but when Michael Wigglesworth was the son of a popular Puritan minister from Yorkshire, England, and he moved to America when he was 7. He ended up attending Harvard, which is the first university formed many, many years before America was even established. And he, was very beloved. He was also a tutor. He was asked to become the president of Harvard, and he noted in his journal that he was just far too insecure and felt too inferior. I feel that. Classic bloodline, honestly. That it makes sense. And so he declines presidency of Harvard. Then they are reading his diaries. Oh, he was involved in the Salem witch trials, which he expressed immense regret for. At least the man has a conscience, unlike his other peers. And that's one thing that I think stuck out about me about Michael Wigglesworth, is that this man has such a conscience. He is very religious, very dedicated to his religion, and it means a lot to him. And in the Christian faith, people believe you will suffer eternally if you do not live your life the Christian way, if you do not give your life to God. And he felt he was living in sin. We later discovered that sin was that he was simply gay. He expressed having lustful thoughts for his male students, which led him to quit his job. I gotta give it to him. The man has a conscience. He is deeply worried about his salvation, and unfortunately, due to the culture and environment he was raised in, this sort of obsession with his sinful nature ate away at him and caused him to have a psychosomatic disorder, in which he became bedridden. And his journals were just full of so much doubt and insecurity and frustrations and sadness about believing in this religion, but also feeling like something's just wrong with him, and he's not going to go to heaven, despite how loyal he was, far more loyal than many, many, many other people then, and sure as hell many people now. And I think it kind of mirrored my experience actually in the church, which is when I was reading these summaries of his diary entry, I'm thinking, wow, been there. I truly felt similarly during my faith journey. And everyone knows that I no longer subscribe to any religion, but at one point I was very religious. I was in a religious cult. So I found it interesting how this relative of mine shared a similar intensity and passion. We both wanted to do things thoroughly and with as much genuine, authentic spirit as possible, and then ultimately felt we were a failure because as much as we tried to sacrifice and make it work, it just wasn't clicking, it wasn't feeling right. So while it's kind of a funny story, still I feel a little bit spiritually, for lack of better words, connected to his struggles and his story. Like, it was almost crazy, like reading it, I was like, I feel like I've written these exact words before, which has always been interesting to me. When I remember taking philosophy class in college, which isn't like the most groundbreaking thing, but they would share these philosophies that people so long ago had come up with, and they're like groundbreaking. And I was like, I've never heard it from them, but personally, as someone who's been experiencing life, at this point I was 18, I've also come up with these exact same thoughts on my own, truly, like without hearing them before. And it's crazy to think that some people in like Renaissance periods were writing in their diary about things that we write in a diary about now, which is a lot of the time love and longing and seeking purpose, which is a common reoccurring theme. And I think that sort of idea really connects us as humans.